We already know that the princess will most likely die a horrible death. But how will they die a horrible death? Hey guys, it's Ryugo here. In today's video, I'm going to predict not only which prince is going to die, but also will spoil you how will they meet their gruesome end. I will show a special gift just for you, and I will also reveal who will be each prince's killer and even which ones are going to survive the war. And I guarantee you will not expect some of the picks I have today, but I'm also curious to see your crazy predictions, so let me know them in the comments below. We might have similar answers, who knows? But for now, let's start revealing each prince's untimely killers, starting with the manliest man in Kakin. Prince Benjamin Huikoro. In case you haven't seen it, I believe Benjamin won't die from the TSK-17. If you want to know how, go watch my previous video. But if he survived the literal death weapon, then who could even stand a chance against him? Reminder that he is not only a very powerful nin user himself, but also has access to multiple Hatsu of his own and even a goddamn Nen army at his beck and call. Who could possibly stand up to this beast of a man? Well, we already know the answer, mostly because it was given to us. If someone has to kill Benjamin, of course it will be Tserriednich. In what might honestly be the bloodiest battle we have ever seen, having one honestly incredibly powerful and complex ability going up against a bunch of simple abilities, or who knows, he might just ambush him. And this is specific is what I believe will tell Kurapika that Nen Jesus is an extreme threat. Remember that in the world of Hunter x Hunter, having multiple abilities basically makes you a god, and Benjamin not only has multiple abilities but also an army of Nen users. And the Nen Jesus will tear through all of that, being high on his powers and establishing Tserriednich as one of the most powerful Nen users to ever be born. Threat strong enough to be the one to finally end the manliest man in Kakin. Camilla Huikoro. This one is tricky, extremely tricky. Camilla's abilities are the perfect answer to a death game, as it basically kills you if you kill her, so what could possibly put a definitive end to her? Tserriednich might force her to lie 3 times and thus activating his Nen Beast's ability. She would technically be dead, but she wouldn't be in a condition to keep going either, but I just don't see him being the killer. One of the have-nots might rebel against her and thus, if she won't have a healer to draw upon, thus ending her permanently. But I also don't see it, even though it's probably the most reasonable answer, but I'm more interested in my third option, and I know this will sound crazy, but hear me out. Camilla's killer will be Illumi Zoldyck. Yes, that Illumi, the one that we haven't seen in forever, and you might think that this is out of left field. And it is, but think about something. You're going to be confined in a closed space in a game that requires stealth and silent assassinations, and no one thought about hiring a Zoldyck? Seriously? I don't buy that for a second. It's my belief that Illumi's secret mission, aside from Hisoka, is to kill the princess, being hired by one of them, but I couldn't tell you who. But manipulation is basically the perfect counter against Camilla, because well, if she kills her killer to resurrect herself, then just make her delete herself. Problem solved. And this is why I believe Illumi will be the one to kill Camilla. Zang Lei. Zang Lei is more straightforward to predict, you know. He's such in a mid position that it's almost too easy to predict how he's going to die. Being a mafia benefactor already protects him from being attacked by the other princes as long as his gang survives. He has a big target, but also a well protected one. But you know what? The target is heading to the middle of another war. The tier 2 right now might be a place even worse than the martial law thanks to the gang incidents and possibly a mafia war coming up. And with the Hailey on the verge of leveling up, Zhang Chan seems just like an FXP. And although this might be a bit of a cop-out, I'm 100% sure that Zang Lei will be killed by a member of the Hailey, probably a well-known member like Dogman, but not Bergson. I have other plans for her. Just like I have plans for you to subscribe so you can be informed of whenever I upload new Hunter x Hunter content throughout this hiatus and all of 2025. Believe me, Hunter x Hunter is a really dense series that you can make 100 videos over really niche topics, but that's for later. So thank you for subscribing, and now let's focus on Prince Tubeppa. This one is tricky, as she is on the same position as Zang Lei, being in such a mid position that is difficult to predict. But for her, I have 3 predictions. Either she will be killed by one of Camilla's have-nots, which would show off their usefulness, as until now I can't see them being the main reason some of the princes die, by Tserriednich going through his rampage, because they've already shown to have a relationship, so it would make sense that he would be the one to kill her. Bonus points if my prediction is correct and she becomes the reason why Benjamin survives. Or even more spicy, if she's killed by Longi. The only reason I can see this happening is if Tubeppa is Beyond's child. Like, I know Tubeppa seems like the least Netero-like, however, there might be more than one Beyond's child amongst the princes. Maybe they're all Beyond's child, maybe none of them are. Who knows? And until then, Tubeppa's killer is still inconclusive. Prince Tyson. She will be killed by Benjamin's guards. She's a pacifist, so I don't think she will kill in order to defend herself, but she will drop a nuke on the book, so again, just go watch my previous video if you want to know the details. Prince Luzurus. Here's a prediction: Luzurus won't be killed by the Meladusi gang, but rather by an unlikely character, Borkson. I believe that due to Tserriednich's actions, Borkson will realize that she needs the power to compete, and as such will have to resort to violence, but to try to kill the least people possible, she will need to kill a prince, and to do so will allow her to unlock her ability. I know Borkson is such a weird pick, but honestly, Luzurus doesn't have too much going against him aside from the Meladusi gang. And aside from that, he is also a mafia benefactor, so if he ends up running to them, he will also be caught inside a mafia war. Just like Zhang, he seems like quite the kill. By the way, if you have any ideas about Borkson's ability, let me know in the comments. But I also can see Borkson being the one to kill Tubeppa and as such caught the attention of Kurapika. Should have brought that up before, huh? Anyway, Prince Fugetsu. This might sound bleak, but I believe Fugetsu will self-delete, either through exhaustion or by learning that her sister has been killed this whole time. Yeah, I know it sounds depressing, but honestly, she has been in a downward spiral since her sister died, so her death might just be the logical conclusion. It's almost poetic in a sense, going out of the war through your own decision rather than to wait for others to come for you. But still, I hope I'm wrong on this one. Prince Mariam. He will survive. Yeah, I said it. I don't think Togashi has enough Nagalism in him to kill a child such as Mariam, and honestly, Mariam is well protected right now and might just stay there until the end of the war. It is said that Nasubi won his war by taking it so lowly, so I'll hate King Mariam. And for the same reason, I think Woble will survive. As I said before, I don't think Togashi would kill a baby, but also Kurapika is protecting her, and as such, she has the best protection around, and honestly, who among the princes would in their right mind be cold enough to kill a baby? Oh. Fourth Prince Tserriednich. Who will kill the bastard? Being an end-Jesus means that there are various contestants going for his head. First, we have the obvious answer, Kurapika, but I don't think he will be the one to kill him, at least alone. Between saving Woble or killing an end-Jesus, I think he will choose to be free from his revenge. Next up, we have his bodyguards or Borkson. It will make sense if the most misogynistic character in HUNTER×HUNTER were to be killed by a woman, and Borkson, also being a specialist, could create an ability that counters end-Jesus' parallel future. After all, Tserriednich is very skilled and talented, but still lacks experience. He is pretty arrogant, and although he can back it up, he's the most talented Nen user to ever be born, only rivaled by Mariam. But again, with talent comes arrogance, and with arrogance comes weakness. Crollo Lucifer is also a contender to be the one to steal the life of the prince if it's revealed that he was involved in the murder of Sarasa. If that were the case, I can bet my Nen that Crollo will be a little angry, a bit annoyed you see, and just plain furious. Those three are the obvious answers, but I still have one character left, and I swear this is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. One who will kill Tserriednich is Hisoka. This sounds far-fetched, but I have 3 reasons to believe this. 1. Honestly, they fit each other perfectly. Hisoka already said that he likes to have an intimate 1v1, and he has a taste for talented Nen users, and end-Jesus might be on the lookout for people to test his powers against, and Hisoka is a master adapter, so it would force end-Jesus to keep evolving. Number B. It would introduce Hisoka to the war in a natural way, with everything starting to converge and about to go to shit. I think it's only natural that Hisoka will need to be introduced in the war and even meet his old pal Kurapika, and honestly, this is the most natural way he could be introduced. What's more Hisoka than completely forgetting about their spider just to focus on his new toy. And the number final, to piss off Crollo. Seriously, Hisoka is the type to make you as angry as possible just so he can have more fun with you. he seriously might just see Chrollo about to kill Nengesus and steal his kill just for the lols, putting Chrollo in the same position Kurapika was during the York New, stealing the conclusion from Chrollo's heart and forcing him to keep on the revenge cycle again and again. That's why Prince Tserriednich will be killed not by Kurapika, not by Chrollo, not by Bergson, but by Hisoka Moro. Also, Hisoka will be Kid Maimachi, just saying. And these are some of my predictions. I can't wait for the manga to return to see how wrong I was, but for now, I'm more interested to know, what do you think? Will Mariam win? Will Hisoka kill Nengesus? Let me know in the comments below. Next week, we'll have a very interesting video about a niche topic someone would come up with, but that's for later. See you later, remember to subscribe, thank you for liking and commenting, and I'll see you all next week. Goodbye!